It's number 20. That's right. Resilient Entrepreneur Podcast number 20. And according to modern anniversaries, the gift is platinum. So let's just say that today's advice is platinum advice. And the topic today is customer service. One of those things that I find so squishy, so intangible, so hard to describe, yet we definitely know it when we see it, and we know it when we don't see it. So let's think about customer service and how customer service actually leads to sales. And I think, as I said earlier, we know when we see it and we know when we don't see it. So if we start thinking about times, if we start thinking about the year of 2020, you know, that one that most of us would love to just say, let's hit the erase button, maybe, or let's hit the redo button. We've all had some interesting challenges and unique opportunities in this past year, or so far this year. We're not even done yet. We're only just past August now, and we still have another 4 months to go. So when we start thinking about customer service, and we start thinking about what have our experiences been so far this year, because I think most of our experiences have been somewhat to the extremes in the sense that things have been really, really good, or maybe not so much. So when we start thinking about the customer service, and we start thinking about your experiences, and what have you really experienced so far this year? And I'm going to guess that one of them has been scarcity. And scarcity in terms of product. Yes, that's right. We all were searching for toilet paper. It's kind of like, what was that little game everybody was going around with their phones trying to collect things? Well, I think that's actually what we were trying to do. I don't even know what that was. It's like all the adults were now out searching for toilet paper. Not unlike when we went out searching for bread and milk and other things when the snow was coming. No, we have a pandemic coming, and mysteriously we need more toilet paper. But that was a sign of scarcity. You may have also had scarcity in the sense that you could not get certain products because truck drivers could not get it to you. You may have had scarcity in the sense that maybe you're not the greatest cook in the world, or someone in your household is not the greatest cook in the world. And our favorite restaurants aren't open anymore. All of those things would be signs of scarcity. With that, we also had wait times, and it could, again, been the fact that we just couldn't get into a restaurant like we used to. Maybe it's a partial opening, and we have some level of wait times as it relates to even getting into a restaurant. Or, again, a truck driver cannot get the product to you, so we have a wait time with that. We have inconvenience, and whether it's, for example, even me recently trying to get a hold of Verizon Wireless, trying to get a hold of another vendor who I'm trying to get a product from. All of these are ones where I've been inconvenienced, because normally I would be able to call, and within 5, 10, 15 minutes, I can get on the phone and talk to someone that can help me problem solve how to get a product or a service or something. And then the other is attitude. And interestingly enough, attitude's one of those words that could literally fall either way. It could be a someone with a poor attitude, bad attitude, but it could be the complete opposite in the sense that they're a real problem solver. They are a real positive person. They're just literally, they've got sunshine beaming out of them at all times. So again, we know when we see customer service, we know when we don't see it. And the question is really, what would your clients, your customers, and your patients say about you and your place of work or your business that you run? So think about your customers and how they view your business and our customer service. And customer service will always lead to sales. And it could be just in those 4 things that I mentioned. And those are not the only 4 things, but I want to tie those in, because I think a lot of those things tie back into what our experiences have been thus far as consumers. But as you who work in a business or own a business, manage a business, all those things also translate into how well your sales are going. And if you start thinking about scarcity, wait times, inconvenience, and attitude, well, let's look at the opposites of all of those. And if our customers were to get surveyed, or if I had an opportunity to speak to all of your customers or an allotment of those customers, would they say that you and your team have a can-do attitude? So when you present them with a problem, is your initial response always, well, let me tell you what I can do for you, as opposed to sitting there and telling me 14 ways why something won't work? Because I can do that on my own. I don't need you for that. The reason I present an opportunity to you is because I think you're smart enough to fix it. Or I think you're the person who actually provides the service or the product who, again, can fix it. So you see where this leads to sales. So if all you did was change the language and talk about what you can do, I can assure you just that one statement alone will help keep your customers smiling, and it'll help keep your customers pulling their wallet and pulling their purse out. So here's another one. Rather than saying why it won't work, because again, we don't need people for that. I can find anyone for that. A real superstar in today's world is going to tell us how they're going to help. So even if I can't get you a product, even if I can't get you a service, even if it's not even in my wheelhouse, it's not even something that I do, you passing that person off to someone who can fix their problem, you passing that a name or a phone number, a lead, at least a direction for that person to go find the answer or the product, I can assure you that's some of the best and cheapest marketing you will ever find. And again, we're looking at the opposites of some of the experiences that you've had. And then we talk about things about convenience. So how do you make things convenient? Because again, think about what you do for a living. What is it that your business provides, product or service? When customers come to you, oftentimes you're the expert. Now, you may not be the person who designed it. You may not be the CEO of the company. For example, you may not have designed the Apple iPhone, but if you are reasonably knowledgeable about it, you will likely know more about it than the customer. If you work for a company that sells cell phones, then how do you make it convenient? What can you do to get it in their hands in the shortest amount of time? If you sell a real estate, if you are providing dental services, it doesn't matter what it is. The question is, how do we make it convenient for our customers? You may think they know, but the reality of it, most times they don't. And that's the reason they're asking the question. And yes, they may be frustrated because maybe they've tried to figure it out on their own. Maybe they spent 4 hours last night trying to figure something out, and they call you frustrated, and all they want is an answer. So if your basic responses were something along the lines of, here's what I can do for you, or here's how I can help you, or here's how I can make this convenient for you, I will guarantee you, if you feel like, or you have this desire for your numbers, your sales to be better this year, your production to be better this year, I can pretty much guarantee you, if you change the language yourself or amongst your team to where it's always about what I can do, or what I will do to help you, or how I will make it convenient, you will do more sales. Period. Hands down. I will tell you, kids, the bar is really low right now. It is not really hard to be super successful right now, because most people are it's almost like they're looking to be disappointed because of the experiences that we have had this year. So if the bar is super low, and if all we did was said, here's what I can do, here's what I will do to help, and here's what I will do to make it convenient, people are going to pull their wallet and their purses out, and they're going to ask for help. And asking for help means, I want to buy your product or your service. That is how you will capture customer loyalty, and that is how you will increase your sales, guaranteed. I'm going to chalk that one up and say that's some platinum advice today. So that was your Resilient Entrepreneur Podcast number 20. I hope you enjoyed this one. I've got more good stuff coming, and I'm sure that if you put those 3 things into action, you will see your sales go up this year. So until next time.